What are warm colors and cool colors? In this video, we will learn about them and create a fun painting using what we have learned. On the left side of my sketchbook, I am swatching warm colors and cool colors from my palette. A simple way I remember warm colors is by thinking of the sun or fire. The colors we usually use to paint them are yellows, oranges, and reds. These are warm colors. For cool colors, I think of mountains or forest or the sky. The colors we usually use are blues, greens, and violets. You can see I cut the masking tape into thin strips of varying widths and I placed them slightly curved shapes to represent the seagrass. You can see I'm not placing these strips perfectly straight because underwater plants naturally sway and flow with the movement of the water. After masking the seagrass, I used different blue pigments from my palette to paint the water. For that, first I wet the paper. My idea is to use cooler blues near the top and gradually transition to warmer blues as I move downward. Even within the same blue color family, though they belong to cool colors, some pigments are considered warmer and some are cooler. For example, cerulean blue is considered as a cooler blue, while ultramarine is considered as a warmer blue. If cerulean blue and ultramarine are both blue, you might be wondering why one is considered warmer and the other cooler. We will explore that further in our next watercolor basic series and where we take a deeper look at warm and cool colors. After adding all the blues on my palette, I added some little green on the over the blues for to create a more natural underwater scene. After carefully defining the edges of the fish, I allow the paper to dry completely. To make the koi fish stand out against the cool background, we will be using warm colors to paint that fish. I am removing the masking tape that we used to mask the seagrass. You can see how this reveals the clean shapes of seagrass. Next, I used different greens from my palette to paint the seagrass. For the shadow areas, I tried using different blues. Now I begin painting the koi fish using warm colors from my palette. The contrast between the warm color and the cool background helps to draw the viewer's eye to the main subject. You have to leave some white spaces in between for the koi fish. I slightly messed up with the colors while blending, and for painting the fish I used orange, and for the shadow areas on the fish I mix orange with green to create a dark brown shade, and I use this mix to paint the shadow side of the fish. Using a lighter value of the same mix, I add a few shadows to the fins. That's it, our mini painting is complete. Before I finish this video, I would like to mention the journal I'm using for this painting. A journal takes away the pressure of creating a perfect painting and gives you the freedom to explore, make mistakes, and learn from them. Looking back through your pages is also a great way to see how much your painting has improved over time. If you are interested in trying this journal for your watercolor practice, I have included the affiliate link in the description. You will receive a 10% discount when you purchase through the link, and I receive a small commission at no additional cost to you. Thank you for supporting my channel. See you in my next video. Until then, take care and bye bye from Prema.